It all started innocently enough. Fresh out of college, I landed my first real job and felt like I had finally made it. I celebrated with a new wardrobe, dinners at fancy restaurants, and a vacation I couldn't really afford. I told myself, I deserve this. I'll pay it off later. But later never came. Instead, I fell into a cycle of swiping my credit card for everything: groceries, gas, even that daily $5 latte. I wasn't tracking my spending, and I convinced myself that as long as I made the minimum payments, I was fine. But the interest kept piling up, and before I knew it, I was $25,000 in debt. The weight of it was crushing. I felt ashamed, anxious, and stuck. Every month, I'd stare at my credit card statement, wondering how I'd ever dig myself out. I was living paycheck to paycheck, and the thought of financial freedom felt like a distant dream. One night, I hit rock bottom. I was lying in bed, scrolling through my bank app, and realized I couldn't even afford to fix my car if it broke down. That's when it hit me. I made a promise to myself I would pay off my debt no matter how long it took. I sat down and wrote out every single debt I had, including interest rates and minimum payments. Seeing the total, $25,000, was terrifying, but it also gave me clarity. I couldn't fix what I didn't understand. I decided to use the Debt Snowball Method because I needed quick wins to stay motivated. I listed my debts from smallest to largest and focused on paying off the smallest one first while making minimum payments on the rest. I paid off the first debt, a $500 store credit card, paid off in 2 months. Then the second debt, a $2,000 line of credit, paid off in 4 months. Then the third, a $5,000 personal loan, paid off in 8 months. And finally, the fourth debt, a $17,500 credit card, paid off in 18 months. Every time I paid off a debt, I celebrated, even if it was just with a homemade dinner or a walk in the park. Those small victories kept me going. I went full-on frugal mode. I canceled subscriptions, cooked at home, and even sold some old clothes and electronics online. I also switched to a cheaper phone plan and started biking to work instead of driving. These changes freed up an extra $500 a month, which I threw at my debt. I started freelancing as a graphic designer on weekends and evenings. It wasn't glamorous, but it brought in an extra $800 a month. Every dollar I earned went straight to my debt. There were days when I felt like giving up, but I reminded myself why I started. I kept a vision board with my goals, like being debt-free and traveling without guilt, and looked at it every day. After 2.5 years of hard work, I made my final payment. I cried tears of relief and joy. For the first time in years, I felt like I could breathe. Paying off my debt was just the beginning. I knew I never wanted to go back to that dark place, so I built new habits and started planning for my future. I saved $1,000 as a starter emergency fund, then worked up to 3 months' worth of living expenses. This gave me peace of mind and a safety net for unexpected expenses. I used the 50-30-20 rule. 50% for needs like rent, utilities, and groceries, 30% for wants such as entertainment and dining out, and 20% for savings and investments. I opened a Roth IRA and started investing in low-cost index funds. I also used apps like Acorns to automate my investments. I didn't know much about investing at first, but I read books like The Simple Path to Wealth and watched YouTube videos to learn. I started saving for a down payment on a house and set up a travel fund so I could explore the world without going into debt. Looking back, I'm grateful for the lessons my debt taught me. It wasn't easy, but it forced me to take control of my finances and my life. Today, I feel empowered, confident, and excited about the future. If you're in debt right now, I want you to know this. You can do it too. It won't happen overnight, but with a plan, consistency, and a little grit, you can turn your financial life around. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more tips on living your best financial life. Also, check out the next video for more practical money tips.